Well, I want to thank all of you for taking a full day of your time to spend with us. And in particular, I want to thank the Foundation for creating this time and space for us to do this. It's not often that we get to spend a full day really drilling down into a particular subject matter and learning from each other in such a deep way. And I'm particularly thankful to the Foundation for showcasing history as part of state parks. We're often thought of as the Department of Campgrounds, or people think of just open space, which is a wonderful part of what the state park system is. But we're also the main entity of the state government that showcases and preserves our history. And we take that responsibility very seriously. We have 47 historic parks, but they are unfortunately very low in paying visitation, because we're not allowed by law to charge school groups, which I think is a good law. But we get millions of school kids into our parks, but they don't pay. And so our historic parks tend to be very expensive to run and pretty low on the revenue side. And so as a result, it's not surprising that they've become quite vulnerable in this sort of new environment we find ourselves in. And we have a big challenge for us ahead to try to save Fort Ross. And I think it's so doable, because what we're talking about is pushing against this trend of disassociation. Because at the core of all human beings, we actually need to be connected. And so what we need to do to save these state parks, to save Fort Ross, is to bring together and connect people again. And what we're doing is exactly what humans want, and it's what they need. And I think what we're selling is what people want to buy. And we just have to frame it in a way that gets them excited. And what better way than that 2012 celebration of 200 years of rich history. There's an African proverb I always like to quote that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. And that's what we need to do together. Every one of you in this room has time, talents, and treasure. And you need to figure out which of those you want to emphasize and get involved. There are people you know. You can go on Facebook and tell them and remind them about Fort Ross and the rich history of Russians that have brought to California. We need to make this a national campaign. We need to make it an international campaign. We are well served by the fact that the Russian government cares. I just want to leave you with a story that I got from a fellow from Italy. And he said, you know, when we think of America, we think of your park systems, those landscapes, the crashing waves that Sarah was describing, that sense of peacefulness that you get at Fort Ross, the beauty of American landscape. He said, that's what America is to us. And he said, if you think of Italy, you're not going to think of our parks, because we're not known for our parks. You might think of our cathedrals. So you Americans closing your parks are like us Italians closing our cathedrals. That's unthinkable to me as an Italian, unthinkable. And so I think for all of us, closing our parks should be unthinkable. And so we all have to work together to save Fort Ross so it can be open 7 days a week. And we got to save all the other parks that are on the list. So thank you for your time.